Here for our regular business meeting and consent agenda. And I would ask if you would join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, sorry, I'm losing. It's so hard to lead the pledge when I can't speak. Okay, public comments this morning. Any public comments from the massive public out there? Matt?
Yes, is there public comment still at the end?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I want time.
It just got dropped off the agenda.
Oh, did I not have it?
It's not on the bottom there. It got typed over probably.
Sitting through the meeting the other day with, on the chair or the officers, what people need and everything. I was surprised that the clerk is doing human resources, which is your guys' job. Unless you give up the right to do that. And I've never been in a meeting where commissioners have given up that right to do HR.
Yeah, it's obvious from the structure that they did at some point because all the HR functions take place out of the clerk's office.
Peggy didn't do HR. She did the, employee benefits, explained them to, and pretty well did the fluff on the outside of the HR stuff.
So somewhere in there, then it must have shifted.
Not to my knowledge.
Well, not
Right.
necessarily legally,
Right.
but as far as who was doing it, it's a good point. Thank you.
And the next one is the audit, engagement letter. Is it the same engagement letter with the same, what you guys want the auditor to be looking for, or is it the same outside, or fluff audit is what I call it?
It is the same organization because apparently the last commission signed a 5-year contract with them.
Okay, so you're still going off the stipulations of that 5-year contract. Okay, that's.
This is, from what I understood the clerk to say, this is the last year of that 5-year contract.
Okay, that's it, done again.
Okay. All right, old business decision, consideration decision of the minutes. Having looked at the minutes, entertain a motion to accept them.
I was not here this week. I didn't have a chance to do the tapings
Oh.
of the minutes to see if they were accurate.
Well, let me motion to accept the minutes. But would you rather not vote on them since you were here?
I would rather not vote since I didn't review, just in case there was a discrepancy.
In that case, then we will have to table it until next week.
Yeah.
Since Jeff,
Having known Jeff yet, I would have taken the time to watch all the
all right,
videos.
so we will table that approval of the minutes until next week's meeting. But I thought they were fine, just for the record. Okay.
And I'm sure they are. I just don't wanna put
I
myself out there.
I
Review
understand
them.
while you were down there studying forms of government in California, as I
Dolphins right there.
Dolphins, okay. Beer, wine, and liquor licenses. This week we have the 13 and 13 Holdings, Inc. For approval. You've looked at that already. Shoshone County payables. Do we have any questions or comments on those?
No.
Cancellations, homeowners cancellations, we have none. We have these two letters of confirmation for the audit. Matt brought up something that was already on my mind. I have not reviewed the 5-year contract that the former board signed with them. I would like to propose that we table this for a week. I would like to look at the 5-year contract and see if we have any options for what we are asking to be audited, just to make sure that we may be locked into a contract, but if not, I'd like to see if there are things that we could ask the audit to focus on, or you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Rather than just approve them without having read through the master contract. So if that's all right with you, I'd like to table that for a week.
That sounds fun.
Okay. And then, the last item, we had the ambulance, so the same thing with the ambulance one. I'd be tabling that while we ask for, the details. And then, confirmation for access of Maverick property. I'm going to suggest that we simply table that one, because there's, our P and Z says that that road is now Smelterville's and that we would have no jurisdiction confirming, access points on it anymore.
Correct.
And, we just heard that this morning. So I suggest we table that and I find out exactly what Maverick is after and maybe direct them to the proper
City,
place.
yeah.
Okay. That being said, so we're voting on one beer, wine, liquor license and the payables. Everything else is tabled. Would entertain a motion to accept the remaining part of the consent agenda as stated.
So move.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. All right. So again, clerk, just so clear, we've tabled the Hayden Ross letters for a week and we've tabled the Maverick property pending further information. Okay, we do have an executive session, but right before there's where we would have had public comment, I believe. So I'll go ahead and insert public comment before we do executive session.
Yes, being here 10 minutes early and sitting in this chair, I really believe you guys really need to get your separate offices. So there's not discussions in your room. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, anything else you would add today on any other?
That's it.
Are you coming to the budget meetings today? Starting at 11.
All right.
All right.
Don't look for me. I'm leaving.
Okay, entertain a motion to go into executive session as per Idaho Code 74206D for consideration of indigent cases.
Okay, so move.
Seconded, roll call,
Commissioner Brown? Here.
yes. Okay, we will go into executive